what are the complexities of dating someone that y'all are working together in ministry with? Because I know that was a complexity when stuff went viral or whatnot about being at the ice cream parlor. It wasn't that you were just at the ice cream parlor with just some random woman, but it's a woman that is serving in ministry with you. And I always say that people deserve a level of privacy or whatnot. Like, y'all don't owe the world, all y'all business. But because y'all are in ministry together and y'all are working together, then people want to know. So my question is, was that one of the things that made it even more complex because y'all are working together and now y'all are dating?
Well, I think a part of what made it complex is, let me say this, because there were a lot of rumors around how we met. So people were saying, oh, he brought her here from Baltimore. I never lived in Baltimore. I'm from Las Vegas. I've lived only in Las Vegas and Atlanta. And so people were like, oh, they've been dating since 2017. I didn't know this man in 2017. I knew of him, but I didn't know him. So my first encounter with him, my job interview wasn't even in person. My job interview was over the phone, and Robbie can vouch for that. So my first time ever even meeting him in person, I spoke to him on my first job interview on the telephone, and then the second time when I was actually hired. My first time actually meeting him was the first day that I had to start work. Our group had to start work. So there was no interaction. I didn't know him. There was no DMs, any of that kind of stuff prior to getting here. But once I got here, I felt like I didn't really have a chance, because people see somebody who they feel is attractive, you're smart at a certain way. It didn't matter about my degrees.
Right.
It didn't matter about my years of expertise. All that mattered is, oh, she cute. We think it's something he like. He must have brought her here for X, Y, and Z.
Right.
So I think that was a complexity of it for the both of us, because I'm a bootstrap kind of girl. Nobody has given me anything.
Teach.
I've worked hard my whole life.
Teach.
And so a part of the challenge with this, and he will say that, was when we were thinking about what this could even be, there were things that he had to consider from his end, and there were things that I had to consider as well. And it was another thing of, we're quick to say that black women slept our way to the top. Mm-hmm. We're quick to say that someone gave us something, and that was not the case.
Teach.
But that began to be the narrative that I couldn't really respond to. Then we got through my first year of working here. At the end of the year, there was this whole blog situation. Now, keep in mind, I am green to this. This is my first time working at a church this large, full-time. I'm just here wanting to serve the Lord. My intentions and my heart was pure. And so we get to the end of the year. We've gone through a pandemic at this point, and there's this whole blog situation about how I'm the pastor that he is dating at his church. And they absolutely drugged me, and it wasn't even me. The person came back out and said that it was her, but at that point at that point in time, it didn't matter that it was her. I was the salacious part of the story.
Right.
And so it was more interesting to drag me and to destroy my name and to do all of these things. Not that I had a history of that, not that there was anything that anybody could find on that, but I almost was just a casualty of what was happening at the time, and I couldn't even defend myself. There was nothing that I could say or anything that I could do. So I'm saying that to say that when we got to the point of earlier in the year and being at the ice cream shop, we're contending with those kind of narratives and a story that has already been created for us before we could even create a story for ourselves.
Yes.
The enemy has a way.
Teach.
When he knows that God is doing something, he has a way of trying to get ahead of the story so that he can destroy it, so that he can taint it, so that he can ruin it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that we would never, it was a struggle for us to even get here, because had we dated in public space, I don't know if we would have made it. So there are some things that we had to fortify privately. I say that to say, when we got to the ice cream parlor, I was not there because I was kicking it with him. I was there because we were solidifying my doctoral program. That was the reason why I was in Florida at the time. His cohort was there. I came down the last day so that I was able to finalize everything with getting my cohort off the ground, which he was so instrumental in. We get ice cream all the time. We get ice cream in Atlanta. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it wasn't midnight when we got ice cream. It was literally, dear, maybe about like 8 or 9 o'clock. And if you've been to Fort Lauderdale, you know that little strip stays busy.
Yeah.
So it wasn't this romantic rendezvous. You know what I mean? We really weren't even holding hands. And we sure enough didn't run. Ain't nobody run out of no ice cream parlor. Child cheese. I politely sashayed myself out because, again, I already knew what it was about to be. And my business doesn't have to be everybody's business.
There it is.
I am entitled.
There it is.
We are entitled to our own business. So there was nothing weird going on. And I'm going to tell you about him with the ice cream parlor. So we had gotten donuts across the street, right? And so he said to me, he was like, I need to go back to this ice cream parlor because it's Black owned. That's what he said. He said, it's Black owned and they don't think that I'm coming back there. He said, I want to go back over there so that they know that I kept my word to them and I got ice cream from them. That is who he is all day, every day. So in going to the ice cream parlor, thinking that we're doing something honorable, and then it turns into that, it had just become really, truly, for me at that point, a nightmare. Because I just couldn't figure out, one, it went from getting ice cream to just blatantly lying.
Yeah.
You just blatantly lied. You made up stories. You made up different things. It's one thing if you're going to tell the truth. Because you can lean back and be like, well, it was true.
Yeah.
But when a person lies on you, it's something different.
Let me ask y'all this, and I'm going to start with Jamal. How do you deal with, because you've done enough dirt in your life that you've spoken about it and all that stuff.
Golly.
Yeah, you have. You've done some dirt. I'm going to keep it real. So you've done some stuff in your life.
I'm glad to have you here,
Terrence. I got your back, though. I got your back. You've done enough dirt in your life that you have to speak out about and own. How does it feel to be, because I can't say you're fighting a lie, but how does it feel to be lied on and then can't comment about it?
It is the imbalance of being used to it. And I really was not really even affected by it because I am accustomed to it until I had to live it through her blood. So I could go on because every 3 weeks is going to be something. And so I just ride above it. So nobody deals with, Karri, that day we didn't even get ice cream.
Yeah, no.
I went to go speak to the people.
Yeah.
Number 2, they talking about us running out. Laterras, it's a takeout.
Yes. Yes.
There's not one chair. Seriously, there's not one chair in the whole building. Number 3, I didn't even know who the blogger was.
No.
I don't even follow him. We're walking a half block, and Karri says, I think that was so-and-so. I said, who is that? And so I have, I think, the dysfunction of being persecuted is that you embrace the arrows and no longer put up a shield. And so I think that level of dysfunction, I needed Karri to bring me back into humanity, that I am more conscious and more aware of what is taking place. I've been in public space since I was 28, and I'm 52. So you have to have in context, I am a childhood TV star. I'm Gary Coleman.
Yep.
Really, I grew up in front of the people.
Yep.
So you have to realize that I was a mega pastor by 30.
Wow.
So by 30, I was on TBN twice a week, traveling with Benny Hinn, preaching at every mega fest, keynote speaker for the Million Man March. There has been nothing in black space Hear me, Terry says, nothing in black space I've not done twice.
Wow.
And so to grow up in front of people puts me at a disadvantage. So people had to watch me mature on television. And one of the disconnects that people don't realize is my rise in ministry is timed to the rise of the internet. So nobody talks about Joyce Meyer's divorce. Nobody talks about Noel Jones' divorce because it's
You're right about that.
pre-internet.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're
so
so right about
I
that.
came through as the youngest person, so I was the easiest target for an internet community. So all of the fathers were fathers.
Yeah.
And I was the younger brother in that. So you have to realize coming through at my prime, the only young preachers was myself and Zachary Timms. We were the only two young preachers on national television. So I'm on Daystar, TBN, and Word Network by 31 twice a week. And so having to work out what is your maturity and what it is that you have to deal with and how it is that you gauge it put me at a place that was also a contributing factor to the delay of the relationship with Karri. Karri would tell her, I said to her, you are not ready